Alright, welcome to another installment of Power Talk. Today we're tackling a very topical and an issue that has been a subject of great contention, which is what do men or women want in relationship. This is part of a two-part series, but today we'll focus mainly on what do men want. This has been a contentious issue for generations, and relationships have come and gone, and the question still remains out for the jury. So we've got joining us, I'll allow the two gentlemen to introduce themselves. They will help us to hopefully unpack this issue and answer some of the questions that you might have.
Wonderful. My name is Anele, and her name is Machisi, and I'm a dad of one, married for 6 years this year. Yeah.
Hi, well, and I'm Mketwa. I'm engaged. Whenever we use yet, but hopefully soon I'll have one. So yeah, I'm engaged to a beautiful lady. So yeah, I'm taken and I'm good.
Super. So like I said, we're quite excited to get into this topic, and we want to keep it real. So we'll share some experiences, personal experiences, and also just give you some general views. And please do note that this is not an exhaustive list. Obviously, you are all entitled, and we are all entitled to our own opinions, and would like to hear those opinions. So please feel free to share your comments. We want to hear from you and be part of the discussion. Let me throw it out there, and then just to get the conversation going. So, Anele, married for 6 years, as you have mentioned. What are the greatest expectation, or some of the expectations that you had coming into your relationship with your then girlfriend slash fiance, now wife, and how did you communicate these expectations to her?
Alright, interesting. I think for me personally, coming into or entering into the marriage institution, one of the things that I personally learned is along the way was to relinquish the expectation. However, to answer your question, you come in with a lot of unrealistic expectations to know what the other person can and can't be and all of that, and should or should not be. But the truth of the matter is, it's about what are you willing to be, or what are you coming in with in the marriage environment in itself. So, because that's what it is in my understanding, that marriage is an environment that is made up of two people. So what am I bringing in that environment? And from a male perspective as well, there's a lot of trial and error that comes with that from my end, because it comes with a lot of learning to know, or knowing yourself as a person as you grow, because the person that I was when we were dating, the person that I was when we got married, is not the person that I am in marriage, because we're growing. And I think the realist truth for me was that in marriage you have to learn to understand that you will be falling in love with the same person in their different versions as they grow and as they evolve, and that's also true for you as well as an individual. I think that can be my one point as far as expectation as a man, or understanding of the institution as a man.
You've mentioned a very valid point, that you sometimes have unrealistic expectations that you have to relinquish along the way. And you mentioned that I thought about myself as well, because some of those expectations are a product of discussions that we have with our peers, and also the content that we consume. And as young men, we've all been exposed to a lot of sexual, those midnight movies on a Friday night with volume on mute. And that actually also, in a way, influenced what I expected coming into marriage, because when I was sitting there and saying I do, I was thinking, I do sex every day, 24/7, 8 till 8, and those were some of the unrealistic expectations that I had, and you sort of model your relationship around that. And there's something that I always say, that at times in courtship we sort of communicate these fantasies with our partners, and when you come into marriage, you realize that is actually a bit unrealistic. But I think the key to that is communication as well, because that's where we sort of miss each other. And I mean, the other point that you mentioned, which I think also is very valid, is that we evolve, when we grow as beings, and that's why I think we find ourselves in a situation where we drift apart in relationships because we fail to mature into those roles that, as much as we evolve in marriage, you grow as an individual, you need to grow as a couple, and also, but I think the biggest thing is to communicate again the changing expectation. So, but we'll come back to some of those points. MK, so from your side, I mean, obviously, as you have mentioned, you and I know a couple of things. If you don't mention them, I'll expose you. As you mentioned, that you're still in court or you're engaged. But how has it been for you in terms of actually outlining those expectations? And what are your expectations, if you can name a couple?
No, I think for me is everything has been quite easy. And I think it's basically because before we got engaged, we've been dating for quite some time. So when I got into the relationship, for me, I just saw a beautiful lady, and I was just starting a relationship with basically less expectations because I was still a bit young. But as time went by, that's when I realized, you know what, if I were to then decide one day that I want to marry this person, then what exactly am I doing? Why do I want to get married to her? So for me, I started having few expectations. I'm a simple person. For me, I think what I expected the most were basically the kind of things that I like doing. I just want someone who can be able to take care of herself, someone who can look nice, who can make an effort, and for someone that I can be able to talk to, someone who can be able to express myself. We can be able to talk about a few things, and as an individual, I consider a lot of things that might not really matter to most men. I think I saw some of the videos that you guys did, and most men were saying they really want respect. And I think for me, that's the basic thing that almost every guy wants. But for me, I wanted someone that can be able to challenge me with a lot of things than just to be stereotypic about respect. And I also wanted to look at respect on its own. What exactly am I saying I want respect from her? Does it mean that if she respects me, then she can have an opinion? Does it mean that if she respects me, then she can voice out, she can be able to say, I don't think this will work, let's rather do things this way. So my expectations were just someone that we can be able to have a conversation, and I can be able to listen as well. And I think that's something that along the way I got to learn that being in a relationship is not just about me as an individual, and at some point you need to allow and accept the fact that you're not the smartest. I can have an idea that today she can try to polish it, and it might not be the best when I say it, but when we talk about it, it becomes something else. So I think my expectations were quite simple. I just want someone that we can outline things together.
You also mentioned something that I just want to delve a bit deeper on. He said that you saw a beautiful lady, and at the latter part of your answer, you mentioned that you expect someone that will be able to take care of themselves. And I mean, let's be frank about it, as we've heard a lot of talks around you should fall in love with her heart and who she is and all of that stuff. But truth be told, I mean, what attracted me to my wife, and seemingly what attracted you to your fiancé, is her looks. And I think one area, and I might probably end up being the doghouse for this, but I'll put it that way, is that a lot of women tend to relax when they are in marriage. And similarly, the opposite applies for guys, but we're talking about what men want. So I'll skew the narrative towards that. And I mean, your looks attracted me to you, but as we become more comfortable with each other, and as babies come and all of that stuff, we tend to make a lot of excuses. And truth be told, that's why you find a lot of men having wandering eyes and looking out there for what initially attracted them to their partner, you know, and I think those are some of the things that we really need to deal with, because we keep saying that, you know, we need to be committed, which is good, but in the same way, how are we maintaining the things that initially attracted me to you, and vice versa? I don't know what your views are on that, but I think we tend to sort of shy from those discussions, and even with our wives, I mean, she'll be wearing something asking, do these jeans make me look big? It's not the jeans that are making you look big.
That's pretty cool. I think you guys touched on a lot of very interesting key points for me. And I think the first one is the alignment on respect. One of the things that I've come to learn is that, especially when we come from a Christian perspective, is that we always talk about man must be respected in the household, the priest, and all that good stuff that's in the Bible. But it also boils down to you, my understanding of it. It's come to the fact that it boils down to the individual. What does respect mean to you?
Yeah.
And in a lot of cases, we leave stuff like that undefined. It's left to that default interpretation that it's almost as if you're expecting your partner to be subservient. Do you understand? And for example, in my case, I come from a house where we're taught to do everything on our own. So when I got into marriage, cleaning after myself, laundry was not a need for me. You understand? And so then it makes it even more important for me to explain respect. What do I mean by respect? And there's a book I once read on love and respect, and the author put it nicely. He said that men look for love in the form of respect, and women look for respect in the form of love. And that's what it is at the end of the day. But then even with that said, as an individual, I think I have the responsibility of going a little deeper and saying, for me, love means. You understand? And that's the first thing that you guys touched on. And I think it's very important in understanding as a guy, or in elaborating as a guy, that this is what I want, or this is what I expect in a relationship as far as love and respect. Because at the end of the day, if that's undefined, then it will bring you to that position where she doesn't understand me, she doesn't get me. You're leaving her with a lot of blank spaces. What does it mean for you? What does respect look like for you? Or what does it sound like? In other instances, what does it even taste like? So, and the other thing as well is that we are responsible for our own maturity as individuals. One of the things that I had to learn from my aunt, even before we got into marriage, is that when I met my wife, she was without. She was making her own decisions. She was her own entity. You understand? And so when we got into marriage, for me, for example, I'm the type of guy, I have no need for someone who will serve me. Do you understand? Like, whatever you say, I don't have those needs, so I don't have that in my mind. But I make a lot of mistakes too. So now and then I need someone kind of like, have you thought about that? Have you thought about that? Have you thought about that? So that for me is very important. Where, like, I think it's also a point that you touched as well, where you say you've got a lot of ideas, and so now and then that room or that capacity in that marriage environment that I was speaking about, where you're able to say, this is the book, and it's as raw as it is. I haven't really fully spent time thinking about it, but this is how it sounds. So for you not to sound stupid when you're saying it, or to feel like you're saying something stupid after sharing a raw idea. And I think my last point is that we as human beings, whether you're a man or a woman, are created for community. But for man, we come with the responsibility or the headed load, or calling, whatever you want to name it, of we have the responsibility of protecting, providing, and professing. But as much as we in a community, all of those things need to come from a place. And so in your marriage environment, you need to have a place of solitude as well, where you pull yourself together, pick yourself up, where you feel, where you read, where you do whatever you need to do, research, whatever, and outside of the marriage space. And I think my understanding is that community and solitude are part of the key or core ingredients in a marriage environment or in a relationship environment, where at least you have room as well to miss someone. And that for me is I think is key. And
you've touched on very valid points, and there's one that I'm definitely going to try out today. You said to explain what it, and you said to even go to an extent of explaining what it tastes like, what love tastes like, and what respect tastes like. So that's something that I'm eager to taste when I get home. But yeah, I think you've touched on very valid points that you need to define what respect means to you, because respect means different things to different people, and also when you're looking at love. And I think that holds true to the love languages, because what I want to experience as love might be different to what your version of love is. And all in all, these are all love, expressions of love, and different forms of getting it across to your partner. So I think underpinning all of this is communication as well, to the point that you have mentioned. But very valid points. MK, from your side,
I think to emphasize on what you said, based on respect, I think most of guys, if we were to be realistic about it, most men tend to abuse the word respect. Most men just desire to be respected, but we actually just don't look at what it takes to be respected. Do I just get into marriage and the next thing the wife is supposed to respect me? Am I just supposed to behave anyhow and I expect respect? I mean, most men, I think we obviously you probably find women that are just disrespectful. But I think in order for you to get to that position, you probably push her to a point where you feel this is disrespect. And I think with the little things that she can do on a daily basis, as partners, I believe I also make mistakes. Maybe I can address it in a way that she doesn't like. I should also feel comfortable for her to come and say, I don't think you spoke to me in a nice way. I think you could have addressed that matter in a nice way. I think it goes hand in hand with communication as well, that I think what we give is what we need to expect as well. Do we just need to expect things just like that, basically? And I think it also goes back to community and how we were raised. We were raised with the same mindset that, a woman doesn't answer back to her husband, but it also depends on what you desire. I don't desire just being that guy who's just saying things and whatever I say goes. Otherwise, I can feel like I'm having a good marriage, but I'm not growing. I need someone that can challenge me. And challenging, sometimes we need to be comfortable with. Let's have a conversation where she's challenging my thinking, not to disrespect my thinking, but just to say, okay, my love, what do you think about this and this and this? Now, I always say to my fiancée that she's in the medical industry. I never, not even a single day, try to outsmart her based on that. But instead, everything that has to do with medicine, I'm always asking, what is this? What is this? What is this? So I'm teaching myself to be in a position where she can say something that I don't know and I can just receive it as it is. But if I put myself in a position where I feel like I'm a man and I know it all, that means even a day where we need to decide on a beautiful couch, I'll just feel like, no, I know it better. Rather, let's just go for the right one.
I'm not sure. I think a lot of points now just coming to mind. One of them is that as men, when it comes to marriage or long-term relationships or whatever, to men, to kind of articulate the decision, to men, a lifetime commitment with somebody that I'm going to get married to this lady and all of that. To explain the love part, what that means is that we've said to ourselves, for this person, I'm willing to die. Therefore, I've lost my will to live because I found my reason to die. And that's what it is. And so it goes beyond the romance and all of that. All of that stuff is important. But at the end of the day, it's that conscious decision that you've made. That you know what, if today the doctors will say we're short of a kidney and you're the match, and you're like, which one do you want, the left or the right one? And because you've made up in your mind that I found my reason to die. This is it. And it's an age-old thing that whether in war or whatever, men look for a reason to die. And love is always their greatest cause. And the other thing as well, with the part of knowledge that you're talking about, instinctively, even from a biblical standpoint, when it refers to priests, it refers to them as the keepers of knowledge, or the custodians of knowledge. So our responsibility is knowledge. So where there's no knowledge or information, men create the information, and that's our responsibility. That's why we don't read the manual when we read stories. Because we have the knowledge. But at the end of the day, the truth of the matter is, we don't know all, and we don't see all. And so when we're always trying to, this is my word, we actually shooting ourselves in the foot in a way, because we're forfeiting a lot of convenience, knowledge, wisdom that we could have tapped into. And that leads me to another point as well, and that is, for me, it's a partnership. When it comes to marriage, you have to see what I don't see. You have to. I have to see what you don't see. And truth, at the end of the day, is the substance that holds the whole thing together. Like, your wife is the only person who will tell you that you are not leaving the house with that T-shirt or those pants. And that's just the honest truth. And it just goes beyond clothing as well, appearance and all of that. But obviously with guys, our words matter more, the most. And that's why, like, if you ask me if these jeans look nice, you better manufacture an answer. So, but I think at the end of the day, it's about living at the end of the day. It's about understanding that this is not a rehearsal. This is the main show, and this is the co-star that I have, and let's make the best out of this thing. And that's what it's about. In my view.
That's very deep, and I mean, we've covered a lot of points. And like we said, I mean, it's impossible to come up with an exhaustive list of what men want, but having listened to the discussions, I think the items that stick out, respect came out quite solidly, but mentioning a very valid point, MK, that it shouldn't just be respect that you demand as a man, but the respect that you earn. And even if you look at the levels of leadership, if people follow you, or respect that comes by virtue of your position is actually at the lowest level of leadership, as whether as a husband or within any space. So I think definitely a valid point. So respect and to be challenged, someone that challenges you. But I think as well, most of the time the message gets distorted in how it's conveyed rather than what is being conveyed. So you also touched on the fact that, I mean, with respect obviously as well, and within the right context. And you mentioned in a partnership, and there's a point as well that was quite new to my ears, which is, I think it's definitely something that we've haven't considered, and that room to refuel as a man, because truth be told, you cannot pour out from an empty cup. You need to also have space just to review and then obviously refill and then re-engage with a revived mind. But yeah, definitely I think some valid points, and quite interesting what I picked up is that love didn't come out as strongly, and I think to men, and again this is my view, we express love through the things that we do, and it's an all-encompassing thing. So I think you cannot really ascribe it to say I want to be loved, but through what we do as men, it's basically an expression of our love. But yeah, I think definitely I'd love to pick on this topic again. Just some parting thoughts. you've got any.
Yeah.
Before we wrap up.
I think my last thought would be that in any relationship, for me, what I've learned about the marriage institution, what makes it work over everything that you've spoken about, is you have to develop a capacity to forgive. And that requires you to be honest with yourself. Because, I mean, as a human being, you know that you're not an average and with marriage, it will stretch you and stretch you and stretch you and stretch you. And I think that's where the growth comes.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when you come in either looking for your partner or you're looking for your parents in the relationship, and only to find out that you find yourself in there, because that's what marriage does. It reveals you. It does not make you. It just reveals you that this is where you need to grow up. And that's for me, that's my experience so far.
Very profound, very profound. Okay.
I think just to close it off, basically to answer the question as to what I want, we discussed a few things, and I think the most important thing for me is I want to have a wife that can be herself, in front of me. I don't want a wife that will just bow down to everything that I say. Because I think there's no point in me having a wife that I want, but not having a wife that is available to herself. So, based on that, I think with what most men want, for me it's just quite different. But like I said before, just take care of yourself continually. Don't take care of yourself now because you're still young, and then later on. And we experience it all the time. You see people, married couples, and they're just walking, and you realize that why didn't you put an effort? So for me, those are things that matters, and are things that I came to a relationship with. That I make an effort into how I look and how I present myself. And to some people, it doesn't really matter. You find some guys who are like, no, you look fine, that's good. But I like a woman that looks nice all the time, not just some of the time. And even in private, if I happen to be at a place, can I please find it in a nice condition? Just look nice. And the most important thing, I think you once mentioned some other time, that appreciation is important. Most guys want to be appreciated. And you don't just have to appreciate me, but at least if I do something, as low as it can be, show appreciation, show that, I appreciate you making time for me. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate the presence that you got for me. And just to, I think earlier on we were discussing the matter of emotions and stuff. Just be available, even if it's impossible for men to cry. But avail yourself enough for me to say, this is what is happening. Business is going this direction. What do you think? Or this month I'm feeling this way. Or at home they're going through this. Just creating a space where, I can be able to talk to you about basically anything. So I think, those are things that I think I'm.
Thanks for the discussion. That's really eye-opening. And to you out there, we'd definitely like to hear from you. Please do share your comments. Let's continue with the dialogue. It does not end here. And as a parting thought from my side, after having listened to all of this, my biggest takeout is in marriage, and more especially to guys out there, whatever you expect from your partner, give that as a seed. Give it. If you're expecting it, give it and watch as it comes back to you better and bigger than how you gave it. That's what marriage is about. It's about serving each other. Let's serve each other. It's not about finding the right partner, but being the right partner. Please do follow us on the social media handles below, and would love to definitely engage with you further on this topic.